Shot of Brandy podcast, man. This episode 244 up in here, man, with Kian Taylor, man. What's good with you, Kian, man?
Hey, man, I'm solid, man.
Yeah, man. I see you been working, man. You been busy.
Man, I ain't been too busy. Don't let Instagram lie to you, bro. I don't be doing nothing.
Nah, man. Nah, man, but we linked up shit like like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, when Kilo was about to start his show, he had a cooking show that he was about to start. But I didn't know that you was already in the streets, you know what I'm saying, like with the camera like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, I forgot about that. Damn, you got a good memory. I forgot all about that. Yeah, we was.
Yeah.
Man, I wish we did. That was a great concept, too, man.
Oh, yeah.
Kilo, if you're watching this, you need to bring that back, bro.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, send that clip to Kilo. He needs to get that idea out. That was a good one. And no one's done it.
Right.
No one's done it.
Right. Exactly. Now, man, so you from the city?
I'm from Forest Park, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know, some people try to say that's not the east side, but...
Well, they saying that's not the east, man. That's definitely the east.
Thank you. You know what? I appreciate you, B-Maze, man. It's definitely the east. Y'all heard it here first.
Nah, for real, man, because it's right there on Kelly, right?
Forest Park?
Yeah.
Nah, we got to go a little bit more east.
Okay, where?
It's like, you know, on the... What is it? East side? Is that I-44? Yeah. Like,
okay.
So it's basically... Bryant, Coltrane, Sooner, Bartell,
all the,
like, you know, 23rd, 36th, 50th,
right.
All in that area.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Man, so what schools did you go to then? Like, what district was you in?
I was at Midwest City High School.
Oh, you was?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Man, like, what years was that?
I graduated in 2006.
Oh, 2006?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm 05, so y'all was pretty nice then, like, back in the day, like, when you was at the school.
Man, yeah, man, we was decent. You know,
did you ball any?
I did. I played football and I played baseball.
Oh, you did?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So was you nice?
I mean, I was decent. I was decent enough in football to touch the field. You know, I'm not gonna front and act like I was just that guy.
I mean, in 6A though, like if you playing, then you playing.
Yeah, I mean, I was decent. Now baseball, I was very exceptional. You know, I actually ended up playing well enough to where I could, you know, play at the next level.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, not nothing, no D1. Let me not gas myself up, but enough to where I was able to earn, you know, somewhat of a scholarship, you know, for baseball. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's cool then. You know what I'm saying? Man, like, what team did y'all play? Man, back then, like, did y'all play Santa Fe?
In football?
No, in baseball.
Yeah, man, we did play Santa Fe. That's funny you brought that up, man.
Yeah.
Did you go to Santa Fe?
Yeah.
I got a story for Santa Fe.
Okay, yeah, tell me, man.
So,
what's the story?
So my senior year, I was one of our starting pitchers at the time.
Okay.
And so Santa Fe, man, like they was the number one hitting team in the state. I think they was on the verge of breaking the home run record.
Oh, they were? They was hitting homers like that?
Bro, they was like their lineup was crazy. I can't remember everybody, but there's one guy in particular. His name is Ty Wheaton. Ended up getting drafted to the Boston Red Sox.
Okay, yeah.
You might know his brother Brandy Wheaton that played at OSU quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. So
he started when I was a freshman.
Yeah. So you know
he
Ty.
was a senior.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about Brandon Wheaton was a senior. Okay. And that's what started our football journey, to be a name.
Oh, yeah, man. His younger brother, man, Ty, he was a truth, man. And so I had to throw against him that game.
Oh, okay.
So I actually pitched all the way through the sixth inning, and we played 7 back in high school. Pitched all the way through the sixth inning, didn't give up a single hit the entire game. Through a shutout. Unfortunately, my team wasn't hitting at all. You know, I guess he was scared of them boys.
So you was pitching a no-hitter at the time?
Yes, sir. And then, listen, literally against your boy Ty Wheaton. That's why I had to bring this story up.
Okay.
Had him down on an 0-2 count, and I swear I wish I'd have nodded my coach off to not throw this pitch because he believed in my fastball. At the time, I didn't have that much. I had confidence, but not to spot it up on a hitter like this.
Yeah, but what's your top speed at the time?
82, 83.
Okay,
I don't know.
I mean, that's good.
I don't know. I mean, well, let me take that back. On a great day, I'd say I could pump at least 84, 85.
Yeah, man, that's good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like high school.
Yeah, but that wasn't my strength at the time. I had an off speed, that 12-6 curve that I could throw that joint on a 3-2 count easy.
Oh, okay.
All day.
Mm-hmm.
Not afraid of it either.
Mm-hmm. Man, so how long would you pitching though? You know what I'm saying? To be a pitcher is pretty hard.
Man, truthfully, bro, like that year was the year that I really truly became a pitcher, and so all my life, I mean, the little league, you don't really take pitchers seriously. Like, they're not. I mean, well, it depends on what team you play for.
Yeah.
But like, you know, when you're coming up, you're just a utility player. So I played everywhere. I was a shortstop, third base, catcher, center field, pitcher, just wherever they needed me at. And then so where I legitimately became like in the rotation as a starting pitcher wasn't until my senior year. Because up until then, I was just an outfielder. I played center field and I would hit. And so my coach just came up to me, was like, hey, man, we need you here. We need you to be more of a pitcher this year. And just kind of rotate in on the outfield. Because we had a deep lineup, man. All the way from the time since I was, a sophomore, man. Well, a freshman. Right. Matt Kemp, I don't know if you know who that guy is. Yeah. And went on and played with the Dodgers. Yeah, he was a senior when I was a freshman. Oh, okay. So like our lineup has always been pretty stacked, and baseball has been, a mecca out there in Midwest City, especially when I was coming through those years. And so, that year, my senior year, is when my coach just pulled me to the side. I was like, hey, man, I believe in you. We can win some games. And so I'm going to put you in our pitching rotation.
So he seen it from the outfield, but you was throwing the ball pretty far?
I don't know, man. I think, I take that back. I know what happened. So going into my senior year, when a lot of the guys were playing, we had a few guys that would go play for like this Legion team or like the summer ball team. Okay. I guess our elite players on Midwest City, they go play for the summer ball team. And so I stayed back and I had to pitch. And so I did end up throwing a no-hitter against UConn going into my senior year. And I think that was when my coach was like, okay, we can win some games with this guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Damn, man. That's the story. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so then you go to college. So how is it different from the high school? Like coming from a program that's serious about baseball and then you go to college. Was there adjustment?
So I actually didn't get to fulfill like my college career in baseball. Didn't? No, sir. Okay. I don't regret it at all whatsoever.
Oh, you don't?
I mean, I had my daughter when I was 17 years old, and so I came to like a, I guess you could say like I wouldn't call it a crisis, but just came to a point to where I had to make a decision at a very young age. It's like, do I want to keep playing sports? Or do I want to go ahead and start working? In my mind, I felt, I wanted to take responsibility for the decision I made at a very young age to start working. So
so you've been mature.
I wouldn't call it that. I wouldn't call it that.
Yeah, but to make that decision at 18, like most 18-year-olds ain't going to make that decision. They're going to make the selfish decision and still do them.
I mean, for me, I felt that was the right decision, in that time, in that moment, because playing baseball, that's something that I've always known I was going to do since I was 3 years old. Since the time I picked up a ball, I knew what to do with it. And so at that time, I was like, man, I got to do what's best for my family. And so that's where I decided, hey, I went in, I talked to my coach and just let him know, hey, man, this is going to be the last time I'm going to probably play this game. And I was in there crying and all emotional, which he didn't give a damn because he's like, well, the next guy is on his way right now. So
that
don't really matter, Kian. So, but thank you for letting me know. Okay. And then I peaced out and I never came back to the campus ever since.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, so what did you do, man, after you left campus? You know what I'm saying? Because you feel like that you got these responsibilities to fulfill. So how do you fulfill them?
So one of the first things that I did was I obviously started. Well, I stayed in school, but I also started working part time. So I started working at Huderberg Chevrolet as a lot porter. One of the sales managers recognized that, hey, this guy he's kind of got the gift of gab, to talk to people. Got some charisma behind him, so they offered me a position to start selling cars, which I was a terrible car salesman.
Oh, you was?
Oh, awful. And so after years of just being, fired and coming back and fired and coming back like most car salesmen do, I just kind of was like, all right, it's time for me to join the military.
Oh, okay. You joined the military?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what force?
Man, the world's greatest Navy.
Okay, the Navy. Okay, man. So how was that experience?
Man, it was a challenging, more so.
At what age?
Man, I joined at 20.
Oh, okay, at 20.
Yeah, it was a challenging experience, but also if I could describe it as a moment of like shaping like the man that I ultimately want to be. Consistent like for the rest of my entire life. Because like throughout your 20s, most people were in the process of wanting to like have fun and go out and do that, but I was kind of I was in a situation where I was forced to grow up. Because if I mess up, people get killed. You know what I'm saying? And so I was always, in in a position to where like I was, I was always qualifying. I was always in the books. I had to read a lot. I had to like be out there on my aircraft, learn about my aircraft.
How was that training though?
Man,
like coming from
man,
like coming from the baseball high school, and you ain't got no responsibilities to the to the basic training. Yeah. Then to the Navy training. Like, how's the training? Like, is it intense?
I mean, boot camp to me is not intense at all. You know, did you hear from? I mean, everybody has their own stories. I mean, for me, it wasn't because I was already somewhat, athletically trained. I knew what I was going there for. Mentally in my mind, before I made that decision, I already knew what I was there to do. Essentially, I was there to, better my lifestyle, better the people around me, better myself. And that's something I've always said. I was there to better myself, and so I was always up for the challenge of whatever adversity came with being in the military. Right. Whatever discipline I had to do, I did it.
Right. Because you knew what you was there for.
Absolutely.
Okay. Man, so how many years did you spend in that?
I did 5 years in the Navy.
Okay. Damn, man, that's cool. So then, man, after the Navy, man, like what you thinking? Like your daughter 5?
So my daughter was 3 whenever I had first joined. I had 2 children before I joined. I had my daughter was 3. She was born in 2007. Then my son was born in 2009. So I left to the Navy when he was born February 5th. I left February 26th is when I went to basic boot camp.
Yeah. Then spent 5 years there.
So when I got out, she was about 8 years old.
So did you get what you wanted from it?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Looking back, yeah, I definitely did. You definitely got to get. I mean, with any relationship or any type of transaction, especially like that. I mean, you're definitely gonna give a lot to get a lot. If that makes sense.
Right.
And the Navy definitely gonna get it about you.
Right. And that's what life is about, though. Like you gotta give to get.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So when did the camera come about, though? You know what I'm saying? Like if you doing all this, like, are you thinking about a camera? Are you thinking about your creativity still?
Man, it's kind of interesting, you ask that questions because, excuse me, even till this very day, I don't know what the origin of how I just got involved in this camera. I mean, I can give credit to the military because part of my job was patrol and reconnaissance, and we would take pictures of like surface to air, like contacts and things like that. But it wasn't something where while I was doing it, I was like, man, I love taking these pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was just a part of my job. Now, once I got out, it was when I got out, I did start a fashion company. I picked up a camera just to take photos and videos of my product just to post on social media or YouTube and things like that to help sell the product. So while I was doing that, I was just teaching myself how to use it, and then people started really messing with the work. And so I was like, well, this is just another service that I can do. And then people will pay me for it. Absolutely. I'm not going to say no to that.
Okay, man. So what year was this?
2016.
2016.
Yep.
Okay. And like you started your own, and the editing was so good that people wanted, their own video from you?
So the first project that I did was a project of my own. There's a fashion show down in Texas at the Raw Artists event, and so what I wanted to put like a short film, I guess. Now that I know the lingo, I guess it's a short film together to like showcase the product, the meaning of the product, and give a brand feeling behind it. I know how to do. I do it all extra.
Yeah.
And so I ended up like putting together this whole project, and then when I showcased it at the fashion show, and I got to watch like something that I made on like a big screen. I was like, oh man, I'm done with this fashion shit. Like I'm gonna just go ahead and go full fledged into this because it was just such a great feeling to be able to do that, and then just seeing people's reactions.
And this was your first project?
Yes, sir.
Okay, man. So how long was it? How long was the video?
Man, that project. Man, I want to say it was like 10 minutes total.
Okay, 10 minutes. Yeah. And how was the editing on your first project?
Man, if I wish I'd have took a picture of that timeline, because you understand editing, and you can see like how like you stacking so many effects and stuff.
Right.
So like when I would
So you had effects on your first video.
Man, crazy effects. I gotta send it to you.
Okay.
I think it's still on YouTube, man. It's by far, like, to me, one of my favorite projects because it's like I had no clue how to do it, but just the excitement of like learning how to like do this was the cool thing about it, because it didn't feel like work. That was me, like, to me, when I look at that project now, looking back on it, that was me living as a true creative. That was no pressure of like, hey, I got to get this project out, for a deadline, or like somebody, pay me for this and I got to do it. And which I don't mind that pressure, but I'm just saying from the sense of just like as a creative, like I have this belief that all of us want to like create, but be able to create from a place that is from our own luxury of time.
Okay, right. Man, so what program was the editing?
Final Cut.
Oh, Final Cut.
Yes, sir. The OG.
Oh, okay. Then you got the reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And that sparked you to say, man, just fuck the clothes, you said?
Wholeheartedly, yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, let me take that back. Let me not say it like that. Yeah, I mean, I still sold like the clothing product.
Okay, right.
But just like, that gave me more fulfillment than designing clothes and like, trying to go do all that stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So it sparked something into you where you felt like, okay, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Exactly. Exactly.
And what camera was it?
Man, I use a Canon 80D.
Oh, Canon 80D.
Went to Best Buy. Fortunately, I had good credit at the time. And it was like, hey, sir, you could buy that with a Best Buy credit card. And I was like, all right, man, let's try that. Let's do it. And then boom, did it.
So it was pretty clear.
Man, I guess so.
Okay, right.
Like the work, or you mean like?
Damn. Okay. So then, what's your second project though? And do you come up with a name that you gonna go by?
What do you mean?
Like if you gonna be a director at this point, then what name are you going up under? Man,
so like the second project, I don't really think that can really top that, because at the end of the day, it's you know what I'm saying? It's like, at that point, that's, like I said, it's like, for that being my first project and the excitement of just learning how to do it, like, I felt like a little kid again. I think all of us have, like, a little boy or a little girl in us that, like, want to, like, just discover and learn and stay curious. It's like, when people look at, like, little babies and, like, man, that little boy just over there, like, playing with, like, mud. But, like, his mind, like, for us, we're just like, this little boy needs to start playing with the mud. But in his mind, he's like, what is this? Like, he's feeling the texture. Like, it's like a little bit more detailed, like, sensitivity in regards to that.
Yeah, so kids are fearless.
Yeah, and so that's how
and the adults are still like scared because they've been open to the world already.
There you go. And so to me, like, that type of sensitivity in that project was what was being used. I didn't care about the fact that this is a kaleidoscope effect or my system might crash or whatever. I'm not even thinking about that stuff. I'm like, man, just like, let's try this out. Let's do this. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Man, so when did you think that you was good?
Man, like, when did I think I was good? I mean,
because if you're learning, you know what I'm saying? And then I met you when you was already good.
Yeah.
So when did you feel like that you was good?
Man, I don't know. Shoot. I feel like I'm always like, even right now, man, like, even after doing a full feature documentary, I still feel like I haven't done nothing.
Oh, for real?
You know what I'm saying? And I try to avoid, like, the opinions of a lot of people, especially in Oklahoma. And we're going to get to this. So, and the reason why I do that is because, like, I do understand the effects of, like, how when people tell you you're great and then you tend to listen to that and then you never go past, like, their opinions. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the things that our culture in Oklahoma has to do better at is that, like, there's no which I greatly receive the thanks from people. Like, I'm not I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, like, I'm being an a-hole about it. But in the same sense though, man, like, I gladly receive it. But in the same sense though, in my mind, I have to, like, understand, like, I have to keep going. Like, I have to keep elevating because I'm not where I want to be.
Okay, so hold on. So let me see what you're saying.
Okay.
So you're saying that you don't take the love to the head because this is not the pinnacle for you.
No, absolutely. That's exactly what I'm saying. This isn't the all means in regards to what I do, especially for Oklahoma, because Oklahoma, in a sense, like, we're not known for the entertainment aspect of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody thinks to come here to make a movie. Nobody thinks of like film directors or producers to come out of here, right? Now there's a ton of talent here. There's a lot of talent.
Okay, yeah, but they do come here to make movies though. Like they use, but it's not really in the city. It's in like the smaller towns.
Okay.
And then it's like in over there where that theater that people be using.
Yeah. So
Man, like
let me rephrase that. So like they're not looking for directors out of Oklahoma for these big studio sets. Now, I'm not saying that we don't exist.
Okay.
But I'm speaking from like a place of like just from experience. And I'm not mad at that. By all means, like if anything that is given to me, if it's from a big studio, like I want to earn it. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to know, like I want to earn that. I don't believe in just give this to me because I'm a black director and we just need to have a voice in Oklahoma. Like I don't care about none of that. I'll earn anything that I want, you know, when it comes to that. And, you know, that to me is where I believe like I don't want to listen to like so many people tell me I'm great because I believe you do start to stay down here in a sense of like mediocre because there's talent everywhere, man. Like there's you know all over the entire world, and there's things that I've seen that I've done here that does compete with other markets, like in the bigger markets. But then I've also seen things that are being done here that like people are like, man, you're the best that's ever done it. However, that was like, dog, like that's okay. It's average, but there's a whole nother level to jump up to. And if you hear that for so much, you'll stay down here and you'll never elevate or you'll never start perfecting your craft. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then going back to my first project, you know, the reason why I love that one so much because, you know, that was me learning. And also the high that I got off of that was the fact that this is something that I won't just master easily. Like I have to constantly keep learning and being a student of this film world.
Exactly. Yeah, man, but that's what I tell creators in Oklahoma. Like, it's like, because they be so frustrated because they feel like they not getting the love and shit like that. But it's like, man, if you go to another state, like, say Atlanta, like, there's a million creators doing what you're doing, so you can't feel like they're not gonna come to you.
Yeah.
You gotta go show your work, you know what I'm saying? And it's pretty hard to get like your shit off the ground in Oklahoma just because it's just not it's not a city where we create something where the world is gonna feel. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna give you a secret gem to the
not
universe.
To take away from what creators are doing, but I'm saying like far as an album or anything, they're not gonna look to us for the new fashion and shit like that. Is what I'm trying to say.
But why not though?
Okay, right.
I'm gonna challenge you on that. But why not? You know what I'm saying? Like we can't on one hand say that Oklahoma has a lot of talent and a lot of dope creators, but then say like they're not gonna look to us. I think that we just have to just embrace like who we are. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my, you know, I guess I do have a second project. So the reason why I love Riding Legacy so much and what we've done with the Black Cowboys is because like we have something that a lot of people can't touch. I mean, you go to the Renaissance tour. Beyonce got the whole world dressed up in cowgirl attire now. You know what I'm saying? Right. But like you and I being both from here, we've seen that our entire lives. You know what I'm saying? And even people before us, like this is something that we do and that they do. So that is something that we all should be embracing as Oklahomans. And I'm just giving you one example.
So you feel like that's your second project?
Well, the second one that I hold up to the same level, the same pedestal on regards of like the first project. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really close to me, or like I hold dear to.
Man, so when did you start to work on the pivot though?
Man,
like the pivot. You know what I'm saying? And was you there before the breakup?
Man, I've been with the pivot since day one. I'm still with them now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. So when did you work with them? You know what I'm saying? Because that's big to me. You know what I'm saying? To see a dude from Oklahoma, man, that's on one of the hottest podcasts out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we are the hottest podcast out. No question. So how we ended up linking up, I actually linked up with Ryan back in 2019. He has a company called DB Precision. And so DB Precision is a company that he has started, just built on training, you know, NFL football athletes. More so of a brotherhood than anything, than it is a company and an organization. And so 2019,
he hosted an NFL DB retreat, and I just inboxed him like, hey man, I'd like to come out, just grab some footage, like, you know, while you guys are training. More so doing it for my portfolio. But while I was out there, you know, I was obviously like learning more about Ryan, like how he is, his connection with football, and just him as a person and individual. And I was like, man, like this guy has amazing sound bites. And so I was like, man, let's mic him up and let's turn this into a whole YouTube channel, and like let's continue to build on this. And so we've been rocking with each other ever since. Fast forward to 2020, we started a podcast called Face First Podcast, which we were doing, you know, we were very grassroots. You know, we didn't have any backing behind us. It was just me, a guy by the name of Al Fury, Isaac, I can't remember his last name, but we were just, you know, go on the road with Ryan whenever he wanted to do an interview with somebody. We would, you know, mic everybody up, set up the cameras, and you know, showcase what this man's talking about. And then
and this came from a DM.
This came from an Instagram, man. Shout out to social media.
Right.
From a DM, man.
Right.
And
you wasn't scared to take no chance, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, going back to, you know, what we're talking about for like Oklahoma creatives, you know, we have to, you know, as much like we can still be from Oklahoma. We could still be an Oklahoma creative, but still be appreciated in other places. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and I've seen people like leave here, but all in all, like for me, my recipe for myself is that I want to be loved and respected, you know, more than just Oklahoma, because Oklahoma will always be home, but to be loved and respected in other places is more important to me. So I have to branch out. I have to go work in other locations and other places to get what I want out of what I call success. Okay,
right. And that's the mindset that you got to have, though. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to go get it. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And just like I said, like, they're not going to come to you. Like, you got to come to them and show your talent and be ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was ready. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Preparation is always key, bro. Like, that's if you do anything, preparation, man. You know, and what I mean by that is that, you know, even whenever you're not out there filming, or if I'm not, well, I'm gonna say if I'm not out there filming, or if I'm not in the room editing, you know, I'm at least reading something, I'm studying something, I'm picking apart movies, I'm learning something that takes me in the direction of what I want. Because I mean, I can wholeheartedly, like, confidently say this, that I know I'm going to get that shot. I'm going to get that opportunity to get a full crew. I'm going to get that opportunity to get that big budget. And once I do get it, I'm going to take full advantage of that opportunity.
Okay, right. So when did you, then they moved to the pivot, though, you know what I'm saying? And what, he called you up?
Yes. And so our producer, Alicia, and Ryan RC, we all talked and basically said, you know, hey, we're gonna start the pivot with Fred and Channing. And so they actually brought me in on as an editor on the project. So I went from which, I mean, I love what I do, man. I love working with them, and they're a great team.
Yeah, but that's hard though, too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, like, editing is hard, man.
You think so?
Hell yeah, I think so, man.
It's not that hard, man.
Oh, for real?
Don't lie to these people, man. It's not that hard, bro. Yeah. It's not.
So you pretty good at it?
I mean, I'm exceptionally well. I would believe so.
Okay, right. So you do the cuts and stuff?
No, so I do not edit the full episode. So the motion graphic that you see at the beginning of the episode and the graphic at the end is what I do for the pivot. Yeah.
Okay. Man, so when did your like your videos get so clear?
When did it get so clear?
Because like there's a difference between your videos, right?
I don't see a difference, man.
Oh, you don't?
Well, let me say this. Okay.
Man, your shit is clear.
I mean, that's the thing, man. It's like, you know, I think, you know, as artists, as creators, man, like, you know, and this has been a word that I've been throwing around lately, the insecure creative, man. Like, we're always like comparing our work to other people. We're always looking at what this person has and what that person has. Right. You know, but all in all, man, like, I've learned to just work with what I got, bro. Right. No matter when I had an iPhone or I had a Canon 80D, I was always trying to figure out what is the best way I can utilize this tool.
Okay, right.
You know, and that's just, I mean, shoot, you know,
because the show canvas, man, and the show art.
Yeah, it's my art. Like, all I'm doing is I'm this canvas, like this camera and this software, like that's just my tool of expressing like what's on the inside of like the way I perceive the world. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
so it's not like, you know, I'm out here like, okay, let me copy and do what that person did. This is like, okay, this is what I feel in the moment. This is what I feel like doing, and I'm gonna share it with everybody, and I'll leave it at that. You know, I don't really care how people, because I mean, with art, bro, like people, we could look at the same art piece. We go to the museum right now. We could both stare at the same art piece, and I'm gonna see something differently than you see.
Exactly.
You know, and vice versa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, so when did your setup? When did you get the setup where it's on your back and you got the strings and stuff like that?
When did I do that? When I knew I was gonna be out in the field a lot more.
Oh, you did.
You know what I'm saying?
So what, you had to Google that setup? Like, would you have to study it, or you already knew what to get?
I just already kind of knew, like, all right, but I'm gonna be out in the field a lot more. I mean, I've had the gimbal, I've had the whole, like, you know, the monopod. I've tried the steady cam. Like, I've tried a lot of different setups, and I just kind of found what works best for me.
Okay, right. And is that why it's so clear though? Like, because you studied what you needed?
I mean, I wouldn't say all that. I think that there's a lot of different factors, man. You got your...
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, so I mean, like, all the camera is you're just manipulating light. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you have to look at it from how you want to, like, essentially, like, showcase a scene, right? Okay. Because I mean, just give you an example, and I don't want to nerd you to death, but, like, you know, you got your ISOs, you got your aperture, you know, you got your shutter speed, right. You know, and so you want to, like, depending on how you want to light this up, you do it in a way to where it fits the scene and what you're trying to, like, create for people. And then even with movement, right? Like, you use all these different variables within, like, filmmaking, from movement to lighting to angles to composition to, you know, what is this person doing in the scene, and you just adjust to that. And I think that's why, you know, when you say it's so clear, it's that, like, I've already, like, calculated these things essentially, or I just adjust right there in the moment, and then boom, there it is.
Exactly. Yeah, man. But that's a talent, though.
Man, 2016, so I picked up my first camera. Right. 7 years ago, and I still ain't got it, man. I promise you, man. There's a lot more for me that I have not done, that, you know, that I have to share with the world.
Yeah, man. But you teaching yourself, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, people go to school for this and still ain't as good as you, though. You know what I'm saying? Man, so I'm saying that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, because it's a talent. You know what I'm saying? Just to calculate it and already know what's gonna be on, on the editing screen. You know. Yeah. That shit is hard. Yeah. Okay, so when did Devoted Media, like, when did they reach out to you?
My dog Jay and Nicole, man. That's my people right there, man. Like,
top creators.
I'm so thankful for that connection, man. Like, they are amazing, man.
I'm telling you.
Jay is amazing, you know, just from a place of just, like, camera operating, man. Like, he's you know, he's a great person to be around and be out there in the field with, man. He makes our job so much easier, man. You know, just having a second camera out there, you know, already knowing what to do, don't have to explain much to him. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys that, you know, is a great listener. Definitely, you know, is fearless like myself. And so, man, I greatly appreciate Jay. Yeah. You know, Nicole, man, she's by far one of the best people to work around with, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, she's super sweet lady. Call her lady all the time, you know. Yeah. She's been a major help, you know, and a major staple in regards of getting this project Ride and Legacy to the level that is currently at.
Okay. Yeah, man, but how did y'all link up?
Okay. Oh, yeah. I think that was the question.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So how we end up linking up. So Jay...
Because it was like a perfect match, you know what I'm saying? Because they was already doing their thing. Yeah. And then you was already doing your thing. Yeah. And it seemed like y'all connection and y'all cameras, man, it just made a classic. You know what I'm saying?
So for me, man, like, I knew at some part of my career I was going to have to start gravitating and working with a team. Oh, you know, because this whole I'm the best videographer in Oklahoma stuff, like, that stuff it's nothing. Like,
okay, right.
You know what I mean? Like
it gets us nowhere.
Yeah, it gets us absolutely nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good for your ego, but it's not good for your elevation. Okay. So I had seen Jay out there in Spencer, because that's where his home is at. You know, he was out there filming, you know, with some of the Cowboys. I know he'd be out there with, like, Ronnie Davis, and he'd go out there and film with them. And, like, so
he's already filming.
He was already essentially, like, he was one of the first people I've seen out there really, like, filming, like, guys on horses. Okay, yeah, I have no problem admitting that. And so, like, Jay would be out there filming with, like, and so I gained the interest, like, hey, man, like, whenever there's an opportunity, I'd love to come out there and film with you. Okay. And so we linked up at Eastside Pizza House one random day, and we just chopped it up, man, and just talked about, hey, I got this idea for this project. You know, I think at the time and I think I know for a fact it was supposed to be just like an exhibit. So this guy, another guy by the name of Kian Parks, who's a photographer, wanted to do like an exhibit called Rodeo Records. And so me, Jay, Kian, and I, you know, we all kind of brainstormed and kind of talked about this. And so Jakian was going to take, you know, do his whole photos and stuff like that. And like me and Jay were going to shoot just essentially like B-roll to kind of go for the, you know, to be a part of his exhibit for Rodeo Records. And then we also, out of that, we thought about a documentary. So me and Jay was like, hey, we should probably do a documentary out of this. Had no clue of how this story would go, but we were like, hey, let's just do a documentary, get it out the way, right?
Okay.
So that's when Nicole came on board as our producer. Me, Jay, shot. You know, we're camera ops and directors. I was the editor on the project. Jay was not Jay, but Nicole was the producer on there, and the rest is history.
Okay, right. Yeah, man. But how do y'all start though? You know what I'm saying? Like, where do y'all get the information to be like, okay, it started with these people? You know what I'm saying? Because y'all went damn near through the whole legacy of, you know what I'm saying, of the rodeo men in Oklahoma. Yeah,
I mean, that's just one of those, you know, one of those skills and challenges that we talked about earlier, just being able to adjust and adapt right there on the fly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Pivot, shout out. Like, just being able to pivot in certain moments, you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have a story going into this project. Like, we knew nothing. I didn't know anything about any of the Cowboys like that. I knew we had black Cowboys, but not to the degree that you guys have seen once that piece is done. Because all in all, man, like, you know, I was more so fascinated by the athleticism of like black Cowboys. I was also interested in like the identity of like black Cowboys. You gotta think about it, man. Like, Cowboys, like especially black Cowboys, has kind of been like washed out of history. You know, they have been like they've kind of taken a back seat to what Western society has shown us with white Cowboys, right? And so with black Cowboys, and just even being a cowboy in general, man, like, that's a very masculine thing to be. And so it makes sense why, we're not going to show black men as cowboys because we want to keep you in an inferior state, right? Okay, right. So, like... Makes sense. So whenever I started to unravel that, then it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I don't have to do much work in regards of, like empowering people. I just got to make sure that when I show it, or like, you know, make sure my composition's on point, the angles is on point, and just make sure the story is somewhat correct. And even now, man, like, we don't even have, like, we touched the surface with that story. Okay. This isn't even remotely close to like what is really, you know, like really whole, like it to be out. Because I mean, like, if I was to tell every black cowboy story in Oklahoma, that film would be like 900 hours long. Okay. Because there's so many great stories out here in Oklahoma, man. And that's why I try to tell people, like, if you are from here, like, please, like, embrace being from Oklahoma, because we have things that a lot of people can't touch. Okay, right. FUBU. Right. Okay, yeah, man, but you in the trenches, though. The trenches. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the camera, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, man, inside the pen, man. So how was that? Like at the rodeos? Yeah, man, the rodeos. You got to be out there, bro. There's no other way to do it. I don't care what nobody says. Like, there's no other way to do anything like that. Like, you get one shot. Okay. You understand? Right. Like within filmmaking. And I think anybody that's a real camera op, they understand that. Like, you get one shot. Okay, and if you don't take advantage of being in the right place at the right moment, like, take the chance. Like, that's one of my biggest, you know, I guess, strengths and being a camera op is just not afraid to take certain chances and try to, you know, get, you know, the right composition. I mean, shooting through a gate because I'm scared, like, that ain't gonna happen. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Right. Now, I will say this though. Now, when bull riding come on, you ain't gonna see my ass down there on that dirt. Okay, right. You won't see me out there on the dirt. Jay was out there on the dirt, man. That boy almost got hit by a bull. That shit was crazy. Yeah, man. But y'all got great shots. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying, man? It was great shots, man. It was great capturing. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. And then the stories with it. Okay, so did Nicole come up with what the people was gonna say and when they was gonna say it? Cause y'all was switching through the action and then y'all go to an interview. You know what I'm saying? So I can kind of give you a basic layout of how we did this. So we shot we shot at the rodeos, and then we would shoot interviews, right?
Okay.
And so within the interviews, we would just kind of just let people talk, just kind of let them rant. And then I had to, so when I got to the table of editing, because I edited the entire project from start to finish.
Oh, you did?
Yes, sir.
So how long did that take?
60 plus hours.
Okay, right.
Yeah, I know
Right.
know that to a T. 60 plus hours for sure. Probably, I would even say 80 to 90 hours it took for me to do this project.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
As easy as
And you still got your life and your kids too, though.
Yeah, absolutely. That doesn't stop ever.
Right.
No, that never stops. And so
do you work in the hour? Like, how do you fit it in?
I mean, all in all, man, I'm present for my family first,
right.
always. And, that stuff is secondary. And how, just I don't waste time. That's really it. I value my time. I don't waste a minute. So just to give you a brief idea of what I did to make that project happen. So I had Nicole, which she would listen to the audio, and then she would take notes, and then she would send me her notes, and then I would basically formulate the story. Because so what I would do, how I did this is I basically, so I listened to every interview that we did, and then I formulated a story. Like, how do I want to go from start to finish, right?
Okay.
And then everything else was just like an insert, if that makes sense. So like B-roll footage, like that would just be like an insert. Like the spoken word at the beginning, like that would just be like, okay, boom, this is how we're gonna start this off. And everything else is just like, we're gonna give you like a body paragraph. So I used to write back in, well, I'm gonna say I'm a writer. Let me not say that. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Okay.
But I will say that, in English, I would say that I was someone that knew how to write a good essay, right?
Okay.
So you got your thesis, you got your
so you know how to break it down.
There you go. So that's how I would do it. I would break it down like an essay. You got your intro paragraph, your body, and then your conclusion, right? And so then your thesis statement would be like the opening title, right? So that and how I used to always write my papers is I would always have like a strong thesis statement, and then boom, there's your intro paragraph, and after that it's just kind of like, all right, we'll just hit you with the fact opinion, then boom, we'll conclude it out. Right. And that's how I essentially did that project.
Yeah, man, but then you had the old footage, though. So how do you put the old footage in there?
I mean, just wherever it fits at, man. We have a ton of footage that we ain't even put out yet.
Right.
I'm sitting on so much footage from oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like we have so much old footage, but that's the thing is like with Riding Legacy, like I said, that's just a surface level introduction into like Black Cowboys of Oklahoma. There's just even from watching that, there's stories that, we're deriving out of that. Like we're already in the process of doing 2 other documentaries as of today. And so that we're working on. Just to give you guys I just kind of gave you guys a whatever you want to call that, a Easter egg. Is that what they call it? Like for like Marvel movies?
Yeah.
I just gave you guys an Easter egg. Like, we're working on 2 other documentaries after Riding Legacy currently right now.
Oh, okay. Right. And that's just, man, so is that just to fix your creativity bug? Is to keep on going?
Man, I wouldn't call it a creativity bug, man. I think that what I'm doing is essentially something that I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay, right.
I mean, everybody uses the cliche word of like purpose, but I wholeheartedly believe in just like being a creative is bigger than just me putting out stuff and making money. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than that. Because I mean, I'm living within like the essence of just like myself as a person, as a human being, as a man, right?
Okay, right.
And so like to be able to take something from like the metaphysical and bring it into the physical, I think that that's a gift that all of us have. It's just that, some people may or may not know how to tap into it,
Okay, right.
And so it doesn't make me better. It doesn't make me like, I'm on this upper echelon of a person. But like for me, it's just like that's something that just makes me feel fulfilled. My family does that too.
Right.
My wife, Maisha, like even while I'm doing all of this, like she wholeheartedly supports me with all of this, man. And like she's a great nurturing, loving mother. Because
it's time away too, right?
Man, it's time away from family. And so like the simple fact that I have all these different elements that allow me to do that, man, it's like I don't really have no doubt that, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay, right. Exactly. And it's a blessing to correct.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Because not a lot of people can correct and get their creativity off and they art off like that. You know what I'm saying?
I think we do, man. I think we all have the ability to do it. However, this medium that we live in this world, kind of like we get worried about, our day-to-day bills. We get like some people are worried about how they're going to eat today. You know, with some people are worried about, some dude or some girl. Like everybody has their different like things that are important to them. And I think that once you take away all these different factors that allows us to like think bigger than our day-to-day problems. I know for a fact there's a creative inside of them.
Okay, right. Exactly. So you said you got 2 projects coming up. Damn. That's crazy.
Yes, sir.
So the camera stay on?
Nah, it's off right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's off right now. Taking care of family, man.
Okay, right.
Yep.
Right. So are you proud of Riding Legacy?
Man, I'm extremely proud of Riding Legacy.
Okay.
That's my first project introductory into like the film world, to sit in the film director seat.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that first project I was telling you about with the fashion company, that was the first project of me doing something as a videographer.
Okay.
Riding Legacy is like, okay, this guy can tell a story from start to finish for 60 minutes total.
Okay, right.
Plus.
Then the feedback from it, like I know you don't like feedback, but the feedback been crazy, right?
Well, we've been appreciated in a lot of different places, man. And I'm not gonna say like I don't like the feedback.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I hear it. However, it's just to keep me grounded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, one of the things my pops always told me is like, man, just keep your feet on the ground. Like, even as I continue to ascend. Because I mean, and I never understood it because like I used to get mad at my dad. And I was like, man, forget being humble, man. I'm trying to be the best ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now I understand why. Because, when you're first starting out, you're hungry. Like, you're just trying to like build a name for yourself. Right. And so now that you have a name for yourself, it's like, how do you maintain it? Like, how do you keep going? You know what I'm saying? Now you kind of have to find like a new motivation or find something new that drives you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's essentially like a challenge that I can't say that I'm experiencing now, because even then I don't feel like I've wholeheartedly made it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, right.
One of my favorite artists is Jay-Z, man. And I study him like as an artist. I don't want to be a rapper, but I've studied how is he able to like stand the test of time? Like, that boy been rapping since the 80s. But like he could drop a track right now in millions and people are gonna go listen to him. Or like hear what he has to say. Okay, so clearly like he understands like timing, and he understands something that somebody that like who's a rapper that has made like something crazy, and then like we never hear from them again.
Okay, right. Yeah.
I would say like what's that boy name? Gold all on my chain. What's his name again?
Okay, yeah. Shit, a one-hit wonder.
Like a one-hit wonder. There you go. Okay, like he knows something that they didn't know.
Okay, right, right. And that's why he got a whole museum for his creativity right
absolutely.
now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, right. So then y'all was in Atlanta. So how was the out of town feedback?
I keep adjusting my hood. I like to keep on my hood. I like to say cozy in here. Yeah. How was the out of town feedback?
Yeah.
It was very well appreciated. Okay.
That's always good, dude.
Man, yeah. That was one of the things that I wanted. That was the element that I wanted to share with our team, Nicole and Jay. Because Jay and Nicole, man, they've been putting out projects for years now, man.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted...
They've been ahead of their time, man.
Yeah. They started doing... I mean, they were doing movies and doing projects for some years now, man. I think like Jay's like, this is like his 7th or 8th project, this is my first project. And so...
they had a whole show, though. You know what I'm saying? That was ahead of their time.
Yeah.
With all these OKC actors that they made into actors, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
yeah. And that's the thing is like one of the things I wanted to do is like I wanted to make sure that they knew that they were talented in other places other than Oklahoma, and I'm sure they probably knew that already. But I wanted to explore that by taking like hey, let's go hit every film festival. Like let's try to go after this film festival. So on and so on.
Right. Yeah, but then y'all get an award for it.
We got several awards for it.
Oh, y'all did?
Yes,
several
sir.
awards
yes,
for
sir.
it. Okay, man. So how does that feel? You know what I'm saying?
Like I said,
to be rewarded, man, for your art.
It's, like I said, I will always receive, I'm greatly thankful to receive those appreciations from people that didn't have to give us that. You know what I'm saying? Like that recognize us as a team that, you know, deserves that type of award, you know. And so, you know, it's you know, it feels great in the moment, you know, but then as soon as that moment's over, it's right back to work.
Exactly. Man, well, I'm glad that y'all getting y'all flowers, though, man, because y'all deserve it. Because the documentary, man, was great.
Thank you.
And then you said that you got 2 more off of it, man. Mm-hmm. So it sparked something more. You know what I'm saying?
We got, I mean, I don't even want to count. I don't even want to say that even just the 2 that we've got out on the way is it for us. But, you know, that's a strong start in regards of like, let's go ahead and keep this thing going because, you know, with this story, man, you know, we have, you know, we've done, it's more than just like about the documentary. It's about, you know, telling this story, but it's also about the community. You know, this community has existed since the late 1800s, man. Right. And so.
And y'all giving them a voice.
Exactly. We've elevated their voices, you know, with this film. You know, people are taking their craft a lot serious. You know, people are being more respectful, you know, especially within the Black cowboy community. You know, we ain't gonna talk about, you know, the negative things that do happen, but you know, those are unfortunate things. But I'm sure, but it's also giving people, you know, more of an insight to that world, but also to empowering the community in a way that where they want to start like, shoot, let's see how big we can take this. You know what I mean? Right. You know, how can we continue to like push the culture forward, especially within the Black cowboy community? I mean, shoot, just from the last 12 months since like this documentary came out. I mean, this rodeo season was huge. Like, Bully was packed out this year. Cowboys of Color, they were doing numbers that they've never done before. Okmulgee Rodeo, like, every night that they had it, which was Friday, Saturday. Well, yeah, Friday, Saturday, and... No, they didn't do it Sunday. Just Friday and Saturday. Packed out both nights, man. You know?
Okay, yeah, man, but how do y'all get it to those small towns?
How do we get into them?
No, like, how do y'all get the art to those small towns? Like, here, we made this for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because these are small towns that don't got like the internet and shit like that all the time.
Well, I mean, we haven't done any distribution yet with our film, so we're still in the process of just shopping on the film festival circuit right now.
Yeah, and man. But like you said, like the Bullies and stuff was crowded out. You know what I'm saying? So, so the documentary has impacted it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But how did y'all get it to the people, though, is what I'm asking.
So here in Oklahoma, we showed it at 3 different events. We showed it at the Cowboy Hall of Fame was the first time that we showcased it. They actually showed it 3 days out of 3 days at the Cowboy Hall of Fame in Oklahoma City. And then we showcased it again at the Deadcenter Film Festival. Then we did it at the Greenwood Tulsa Film Festival. Then we did another one at the Circle Cinema Film Festival out in Tulsa as well. So like, you know, these film festivals are attracting people from everywhere. You know, this isn't just you know, Black people are showing up to this. Like, people from all over are showing up to support the Right on Legacy film. And so for other cultures, man, like, they're learning about it, and so it's making them want to come out or go out and support, you know, the Black cowboy community, because they were unaware this entire time. So I guess to answer your question, I mean, they just get wind of it. They read it in the newspaper, because we've been in the newspaper. And, you know, that makes them come out.
Word of mouth.
Yeah, word of mouth. There you go.
Okay. And then y'all had the logo, man, on back of a trailer.
Whose
trailer is that?
Man, shout out to my dog, Ronnie Davis, man.
Ronnie Davis.
He didn't even have to do that, bro. Like, he just did that just with the strength of just, man, I just love what y'all did and what y'all are doing, and just support it, man. Yeah. And, you know, he didn't have to do that, but he did that for us.
Yeah, I like his segments, man, in the film.
Yeah, Ronnie had a...
Because he make it look cool and new. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. There's a lot of people, man, that have, you know, gained a voice, you know, since we've started this project. And many people are going to, you know, have a bigger voice. And, I mean, this is just... Like I said, we're just getting started with all of this. And so I look forward to the future of what happens next with Right on Legacy.
Yeah. Nah, man, I appreciate you coming out, man.
Yeah, always, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you having me.
Oh, yeah, man, because I respect creators, man. You know what I'm saying? And it really don't matter where you from, you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you create, I'm just in this environment where I can reach out to creators, man, and ask them how they created, what they was thinking while they were creating, you know what I'm saying? Because man, like, I respect the art first, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So I appreciate your time, man. Is there anything else you want to say?
Nah, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for everything that you're doing. Giving us this platform, a Shot of Brandy podcast, to even like talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like this helps everybody. This helps the culture in Oklahoma. So I'm gonna give you your flowers and tell you, thank you for having this platform. I think I saw one of my former classmates on here, Seisha Orange. On here a couple weeks ago. I didn't even know she was doing all that. I watched the episode. I was like, dang, go ahead, Seisha. Yeah, man.
Man, that's a powerful story, man. Just coming from, you know what I'm saying. That
she grew up in Forest Park too. Yeah. She grew up in Forest Park too. That's what's up.
Okay, already. Nah, man. I appreciate your time, man. Because I know you're a busy man.
Man, like I said, don't let Instagram lie to y'all, bro. I'm not that busy. All I do is I hang out with my 3-year-old, my 16-year-old, my 14-year-old. I'm a softball dad again. So that's probably, now I'll say this. After yesterday, I probably might be extra busy now that I'm investing in my daughter's softball again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, like teaching them how to swing and everything now.
Man, she already knows how to do all that, man. It's already in her. There's not too much that I got to do, man. Thank God for them genetics, because I mean, like I said, she was.
So she under pitch, man, in softball, huh?
She's not a pitcher. She's an outfielder. Yeah, just like her pop, outfielder. So I mean, I ain't got to do too much, but just give her the confidence to be great. Which she listens very well to me, so she'll be fine.
Okay, that's cool, man. I appreciate it, man.
And I appreciate you.
Shot of Brandy podcast, man. That's episode 244 up in here, man, with Kian Taylor.
Man, you said it right the first time. It was Kian. How you messed it up the second time? It's Kian.
Because that
Man, whatever. All right, man. Appreciate you, my dog.
Nah, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate it, man.
That was a good one.
Oh, yeah, man.